You got knocked the F out. That one line, that one moment from a movie that did more than just make us laugh. From the biting satire of movies like Hollywood Shuffle to that cultural phenomenon of Friday, man, some comedies do more than just get a chuckle. They define an entire generation. You know why? Because they hold up a mirror to the world. They create an inside joke for the entire community and they launch legends into the stratosphere. In this episode of Word to the Wise, we're going to be celebrating some absolute titans of the Black comedy cinema. These aren't just funny movies. No, they're cultural documents. They're acts of rebellion. They're moments of shared joy. And they are proof that our stories told our way are universal. We're going to break down probably about 5 of the most essential films that shifted that culture. And it sparked up conversations and became timeless classics. This is a celebration of movies that told Hollywood what time it is and gave us quotes we'll be using probably for the rest of our lives. So come on, cousins, let's pod about it.
In a world fraught with confusion, one man will break his silence.
Welcome to the funkiest show this side of the Pecos, baby. Who, me? I'm just your friendly neighborhood guide and your liaison for this journey called life. My name is Terry Patrick, and you are now tuned in to Word to the Wise with the exclamation point. Hell yeah, we do it like this every Wednesday. And before we get started, hey, let me drop their picture up here. Give it up for Pops and Fat Mama. Oh, yeah, they had me rolling when I was young. My mother was a very, very funny person. My father, he had wisdom and common sense, but my mom had a sense of humor. Yes, she did. And I always have enjoyed a good comedy, especially one that made me feel something, took me outside of the realm of just laughs and ha-has and everything and took me someplace else, put me into that environment, put me into that world. And then I just got encapsulated into the cinema. So we're going to be breaking it down right here and welcome you guys to this episode. This is episode number 64 of season 2. Where we are going to be celebrating cinema. And this is the comedy edition. If you like to tune into this program, you can catch me over there on YouTube. Yeah, at VT Patrick. And scrolling right down on the bottom, if you want to catch me on TikTok, you got me there at Cat Daddy in the mix. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first. The kings of comedy, the OGs. Man, the list is coming in at number 1, and these are in no particular order, I gotta say. All of them are great, but the original kings of comedy from 2000. Now, you can argue this isn't, quote-unquote, a movie in its traditional sense, right? But its impact, undeniable. Directed by the one and only Spike Lee. Film captured lighting in a bottle, man. Took a raw, unfiltered energy of a live stand-up tour, put it on the big screen for the whole world to see. Yeah, I'm talking about these 4 cats right here: Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and the late, great Bernie Mac. I mean, they were already stars, but this film, it made them icons. And what makes the original kings of comedy so essential, in my opinion, cousins, that it was an unapologetic celebration of the Black experience. The film, it was shot during the final night in Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe. And it wasn't just a series of jokes. It was a conversation. It was about family, about church, music, race. It was like barbershop talk and family reunion debates and Sunday service all rolled up into one. Praise God. Now, I got to say that if Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Cat Williams, if they were to team up, it'd be a monumental blockbuster that would blow our minds, man. Probably rock our worlds and take our breath away. But the OGs, the kings of comedy, it was massive. It was a commercial success, too. It proved to the audience that, these culturally rich stories, they had a financial attribute. It was only on a tiny budget, 38 million. But in the U.S., it sent a loud and clear message to the industry. It laid the groundwork. A lot of stand-up specials came after that, but none have quite captured the magic of these four kings sharing just that one stage. It was an absolute peak of powers. That is a beautiful thing. I believe the first one that I saw was a Richard Pryor stand-up special, and then followed up by Eddie Murphy, Raw. These were iconic in of themselves, but you got to take a look at what these gentlemen did, all four of them. They stood on stage, and in doing so, they made something that was so powerful that I don't think we have seen that again. Sure, you can have a lineup, but until you can have these guys who can work like they did, and they worked crowd, they told jokes and just spread for generations, we're still laughing. We're still laughing. So coming in at number 4, I got another one for you. Tell me if you agree. Have you ever seen this movie here? Harlem Nights. Woo! Man, this film here, it's legendary for one reason, and that's above all else. That it brought together 3 generations of comedic royalty: Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, and Red Fox. Eddie Murphy, he wrote and directed. I think working with his idol, Richard Pryor, it was probably a lifelong dream of his. And if you haven't seen his special over there on Netflix, I believe it's called Being Eddie, man, I didn't know he was in the puppets. Eddie used to work the puppets, and he was just a young kid out there on the comedy scene. So he worked with his idol, Richard Pryor. In Harlem Nights, it was Eddie Murphy's one and only time in that director's chair. It was his passion project, stylish 1930s gangster. It was set in the bustling Harlem nightclub. And the story, what it did, it followed the owner, Sugar Ray, played by Pryor, and his hot-headed adopted son, Quick, played by Murphy. And they fought to protect the turf from the corrupt cops. Always got the corrupt cops in there, and rival mobsters. But let's be honest, the plot was secondary. The real joy was just watching these masters at work. The cast was a Hall of Fame. Della Reese as the formidable Vera, Danny Aiello, Arsenio Hall, Charlie Murphy, Jasmine Guy, and Red Fox in his final film role. Even though the critics, they were mixed at the time, because the film still went on to become a beloved classic. Why, do you ask? Because it was iconic. Endlessly quotable moments. I mean, come on now. If I just tell you the scene where Della Reese tells Eddie Murphy, "Oh, you want to shoot people in the pinky toe. Well, now I'm going to have to beat your ass." That was pure comedy gold. Chemistry, style, sheer star power. It was a cinematic event. It was beautiful. The costumes alone. And it represents Eddie Murphy at the height of his 1980s dominance. Man, he was using his star power. And he created that film, and he paid homage to the comedy legends who paved the way. I think that's what we need more in music. Sometimes the new up and coming generation don't really remember where they came from or who paved the way. Eddie didn't do that. Eddie said, "This is where I come from." And in doing so, he was able to put together this star cast. And man, I like the scene with the boxer. Are you ready? Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. You know what I mean? And Richard Pryor's like, now I do. It took you a minute to get there, but now I know what you mean. So yeah, go out and watch it again on this Black History. And if you like to, man, I would like for you to be able to support this program as well. If you would like to donate, is no love offering too small and none is too big. You can catch me at Cash App over there at Cat Daddy in the Mix, or on Venmo at Word to the Wise Podcast. Now, like, comment, and subscribe, because we're going to keep it going. And we got another one for you. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this one. What about this one coming in at number 3? Okay, we got the one, the only Eddie Murphy in back-to-back roles. And this was called it was our royal standard. Let's just be honest with it. At number 3, it's a 1988 masterpiece, Coming to America. If Harlem Nights was about paying homage to comedy's past, Coming to America, it created a new kind of fairy tale. Directed by John Landis, this film is cemented Eddie Murphy as a global box office royalty, 288 million worldwide. Became the 3rd highest grossing film in U.S. that year. And it's a fish out of water story about Prince Hakeem, a Zamunda, traveled to Queens. You're going to find his queen. He went to New York. You want to find him a wife. And somebody could love him for who he is and not for his title and not for his money. But what makes the film so absolutely humongous is just the perfect blend that it had. It was a mixture of romance, a mixture of social satire, and that unforgettable character work. The movie not only gave us our king, but his loyal aide, Simi. Yeah, Arsenio Hall. But the whole universe of characters, man, how many did he play? Eddie Murphy played about 6-7 people in there. The barbershop scene, it was classic. That's all Eddie. I think he was Arsenio was one person and somebody else. It was Clarence, Saul, and Morris. He became a cultural phenomenon, man. They were debating everything from boxing, Muhammad Ali, into what McDowell's is and what it's not. Coming to America, it presented an image of Blackness that was rarely ever seen in Hollywood. Royalty, wealth, elegance. And man, it put it all together into everyday life in Queens. Created a world, didn't it? It was aspirational, inspirational, and relatable. Gave us the iconic lines like sexual chocolate, baby. They sound so beautiful. They sound so beautiful, don't you agree? The ancestral dances, oh, I love them. You can see them right there on the screen. The dancers that they had. It was awesome, man. I love seeing how they came in and they did the whole wedding, you know. And the thing about it is those rose bearers, everywhere he went, it was elegance. They had to pave the way, and it was a landmark event. Showed Black love, Black joy. It was on a grand and spectacular scale. All right. So go out there and check that movie out. Coming to America, one of my favorite movies. I can quote almost every single line in that movie. All right, we're more than halfway through, and I know that things are starting to get a little heated. I know, because you got your own list, and you're probably yelling at the screen right now, Terry, what are you doing? So do it. Pause this episode. Jump down into the comments. Yell at me what should be on this list. Let me know what are your top 3 black comedy classics. I want to see if we're on the same page. Did you pick any of the ones that I picked? Because this list was so hard to put together. It's too hard to try to decipher everything from generations. You know, we got to put together something that I think everybody has watched at least once. It should be something on this list that everyone has watched at least once. And that brings me to my next one. Oh, yeah. What you know about this? Talking about a game changer, right? Coming in at the number 2 spot, we got a film that put the entire industry on blast. 1987, Hollywood Shuffle. It was more than a comedy. It was a thesis. It was a statement. It's a brilliant piece of satire just born from pure frustration. Robert Townsend starred, directed, co-wrote, produced the film. He was so tired of those stereotypical roles that were being offered up to black actors. So he decided to make a movie about it. Famously, he financed a large portion of the film himself using what? Credit cards. He racked up some debt too, about $100,000 just to get it made. But the film, it follows Bobby Taylor, inspiring actor, dreams of landing some serious roles, but constantly getting typecast, man. You a pimp, you a gang member, you an enslaved person. The story, it unfolds through like a series of these little hilarious and pointed sketches. The famous black acting school was hilarious. That's what the white instructors trying to teach black folk how to act like black people. Oh, stick your butt out, do this and do that. This is how black people act. That was their opinion. But it was a direct and courageous critique, man, of how the white gaze, it just shaped black performance in Hollywood. It was co-written by one of my favorite comedic actors, Keenen Ivory Wayans. So Hollywood Shuffle, it laid the foundation for a generation of sketch comedy, directly influenced shows like In Living Color and The Dave Chappelle Show. It was an act of artist rebellion, but just making film, it was hard. But it exposed that absurdity of the system. They were trying to play us. And Townsend didn't just create a cult classic. I think he didn't know it at the beginning, but he created a blueprint. He showed other black filmmakers that the system, it ain't gonna give you a lane, bruh. So if it don't give you a lane, you have got to build your own road. Let me say that again, cousins. Sometimes they won't open that door for you, so you got to make a door for yourself. And if you keep having that subservitude attitude, it's said that a person that has been beat down for so long will always seek out the back door. Yes, I know I'm not allowed to come through the front door. And if you don't have a lowly back door, I'll make my own. That's not the door I'm talking about. Make your own way in this world and continue on, because we do have a voice. Yes, we do, ladies and gentlemen. And one brother who proved that he did have a voice and he did his own movie. He wrote it when they was like, you're not even a movie writer. What are you doing? That's this movie right here, Fridays. Oh my goodness, you talk about some quotable lines. Oh man. So I'm gonna give it the number 1 spot. Yes, I am. It's a film that's less of a movie and more of a permanent part of cultural lexicon. 1995, Fridays, directed by F. Gary Gray. Written by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. Friday, it was a direct response to what? Those dark, violent hood movies of the time. Ice Cube wanted to just show a different side of life in South Central Los Angeles. He said, there's folks out here having fun. It's a funny side. It's a relatable side. And where the day's biggest problem is just getting money from a neighborhood bully. The plot, real simple. Craig, and Craig got fired on his day off. All right, if you know why Craig got fired on his day off, drop it in the comment section. Why did Craig lose his job, you guys? And he gets fired on his day off, so he go spend the day on his porch with his hyperactive, troublemaking friend, Smokey, played by then very unknown Chris Tucker. He was a true star in a role that made him, but he went on to do bigger and greater things. I want them to get together and do another one. I want to see The Last Friday, where you got Smokey and Day Day and Cat Williams in there, and you got all these great comedic actors of nowadays playing in the role. Make one more, Cube. We can use one more. So over the day, they just interact with a bunch of characters from the hood. We all know them. We feel like we know the people. It's a no-nonsense kind of day, you know. First, you got your nosy neighbor, then the bully, Debo, iconic Pastor Cleaver. Friday, it was a master class. It was in a slice of life storytelling. It's not about huge dramatic moments. No, it's not. It's about small, hilarious moments that just make up a day. And we've all lived through some of those. But this movie, it was authenticity in itself, that phenomenon, man. How much did it make? 3.5 million was the budget. 3 million. But guess how much it grossed? 28 million worldwide. That dialogue became part of our language with lines like, "Bye, Felicia," entering into the mainstream, and then that laid-back vibe, that killer soundtrack, man. It was perfectly drawn characters in a world. It just felt real. It was more than just a movie. Friday is a mood, man. It's a cultural hangout. It's like something you can revisit and watch again and again. That's what makes it a true classic. It didn't just define a generation, but it was a whole entire vibe. What do you think? How do you feel about it? I love the ones that I have put up here, but listen, there's something that you have to do. I want you to know that the Kings of Comedy and all the way to the front porch of Fridays, these films are just more than just entertainment, you guys. You know what they are, cousins? They're pillars of Black culture. They prove that our stories, they have value, and our voices, they do have power, and our joy is a revolutionary act. They built worlds that we can see ourselves in, and we can be reflected, and not just as stereotyped, but as heroes and kings and lovers and just regular people trying to make it through a day. They gave us a platform for legends, and then they created new legends, forever changing the face of comedy forever. They gave us a shared language, and it connects us. Now, that's what Black comedy is all about. That's what Black cinema is all about. And now I got to ask you one final question. What movie that came out in the last 5 years, you guys, will be on this list 10 years from now? What's the next classic? Let me know in the comments section. Let me know how you feel. Is there something new that is hilarious and probably is going to be on this list? And don't forget to make sure that you like and subscribe. And for more celebrations of cinema, hey, I got some more stuff. It's going to be coming your way. I want you guys to know that I did put together some hot hitters. I know there's so many of them I missed out on. So I want you to just check out this slide. Look at these bad boys here. I can't forget the past. Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars and the Motor Kings. What about Rudy Ray Moore? Dolomite. Oh my goodness. Can't forget Car Wash. Great classic lines. And if you never saw this next movie, go check this out here on Black History Month. It's called Five on the Black Hand Side. Oh man, that movie is hilarious. And when I was talking about Eddie Murphy, how he did his thing over there in the side of Coming to America. But did you know that Richard Pryor did it first? And it's a movie called Which Way Is Up. He played the son, he played the preacher, he played the dad. Richard Pryor was doing it. It's probably why he's Eddie Murphy's role model. And then we got a great movie called Cotton Comes to Harlem, man. Oh, yeah, with Grave Digger Jones over there. Welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins. Nice cast. CB4, making fun of hip-hop. CB4, straight out of Low Cash. That was the name of the city. I'm straight out of Low Cash. Hey, I'm choking up a little bit, but I'm good. Yeah, you see me in a bear fight, you help the bear. I'm gonna be all right. Hey, you guys, I just want you to know I'm be doing something on rom-coms coming up next, and I want you guys to be able to check it out as well. I appreciate everybody who gave me likes and comments and views on the last one. Very, very successful. Gotta love it. I'll be seeing you guys around. I'm gonna do you like I do my sweet potatoes. Yeah, I'm gonna plant you now, but I'm gonna dig you later. I know it's a jungle out there. Just keep swinging like Tarzan, baby. Cause I got your back like vertebrae. Don't you worry about Nathan. All right? Old Cousin Terry just putting it down over here on Word to the Wise, just having fun and celebrating. And I thank you guys for celebrating with me too. Love, peace, hot catfish grease. See ya.
I hope you like the podcast and you really like the podcast.
Come on, be serious.
And you really like my podcast. Like and subscribe.